Hey guys, it's Jason.
Hi, it's Rod.
We're down here at the Armory again. So you've been through your concealed carry class, and now you got to start gearing up for carrying public. What do you need? We're going to add some thoughts here on, the way we approached it, and after some years of carrying in public, some good, the bad, the ugly, on, really what you need to do this successfully.
Yep. Well, as long as you've been through your safety course, you've been following the safety rules on the firearms you're going to carry. Whether you're carrying a revolver or a semi-automatic, whether it be a single stack or a double stack, there are some considerations you want to really think seriously about for a holster, and whether you want an extra magazine to carry with you and how to go about all that. But the first thing you're going to really need is, after you get past the fit of your handgun, is a good quality belt. You don't have to spend $100 on a belt or anything, but there are some considerations. You just want to be a good quality with a good buckle on it so it doesn't come undone. And it holds your firearm holster in place where you want it, so you can go from there. And there are guides you can get from the various places. This is one from NRA, has some really good things to think about in here. But there are things available on the internet and several different retail outlets where holster considerations are a way of life in there. But and Jason,
I think probably. If you really haven't chosen a holster before, check out our video on our holster considerations. We've got several different models here. But the thing is, you want to get your belt, your holster, make sure it's good fit and it's comfortable. Take your handgun. If you don't know how to fit your handgun, we do have a video on how to fit your handgun. So if you're still looking at buying a firearm, take a look at that video. And then, what do we need to do from there? Put it all together. Normally, if you're going to carry a semi-automatic, you're probably going to want to carry an extra magazine, whether it be in your pocket or in a mag holder like this. There's not a lot of, options or whatever for mag holders. You pretty much have your single Velcro style and then your double Kydex style. A lot of people they like to carry it in their pocket more than on a mag holder because there's less stuff on your belt. So then you put it all together. You get your holster on your belt. You get your handgun in your holster. You get your extra magazine. Now you want to consider, going out in public. What are your considerations there?
Well, there's been a lot of discussion about printing, which is actually whether your handgun is going to show when you're wearing something to cover it. And with a concealed carry license in the state of Ohio, you really don't have to worry about that. And to tell you the God's honest truth, we've been carrying for several years, and it's really rare if someone even notices you have it. And unless it's hanging out there like a open carry. The biggest consideration we have is if someone sees it, is whether they'll confront us about the handgun we have. If there's a sign in the state of Ohio, there's several different signs stating whether you can carry a loaded weapon, loaded handgun on the premises or in the parking lot. You need to be aware of that. But normally it's not a problem, and if you want the complete picture on it or a semi-complete picture on it, as much as you can know about it, you can consult the Attorney General's website and look over the laws there. Public perception has been changing a lot with the more concealed carry happens. A number of people who are carrying a concealed handgun, and sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's not so okay, you know. But you need to be aware of your surroundings wherever you are. Anyway, so.
Yeah, the public perception, and the thing is, if you've been through your concealed carry class, essentially just shy of 10% of the population in the state of Ohio has got a CCW. So, kind of the other way to look at that is, you should know, if you paid attention in your class, more than 90% of the people out there. So what do you do, you know, if your handgun becomes uncovered, if you prefer concealed carry, and somebody sees it? You know, what's going to happen? Well, you know, that depends upon whether you're in a prohibited place or not, which you shouldn't be. But, you know, if somebody says something, be polite, mention your training, mention your license, mention your background check. The real thing you don't want to do is stand there and get into a political argument with that person, trying to change their perception at that point in time. If you want to invite them out to the range, invite them to, you know, sit down and go over the handbook with you, just so that you can educate them a little bit. That's a great thing if you have the ability to do that. You know, convey onto them the safety rules of safe firearm handling. Convey onto them, you know, that you know, you're not out there to, you know, be the aggressor. That you're there to defend, you know, yourself and your family.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the big thing about it is, if you don't feel prepared to, I'm going to say, defend your right to carry that handgun on your side with all the training, you know, that you have received, there are several other resources, including multiple instructors around, who will take that ball out of your court, so to speak. And even if they decide to, you know, they don't want to carry a handgun, it's always good to educate them on what is actually involved in it. There's a lot of people out there who think you can, you know, take a 1-hour course and be able to carry a handgun in public. That's entirely not the case. You have qualified instructors no matter where you take the handgun course, and who will go over the laws with you, you know, at least even in a cursory manner. And it's going to be good if the more information you can convey to them, the better off you are and everyone else.
Okay, so we want to swing back and you know, just touch on a couple more points here. One being ammo selection. We see a lot of people carrying full metal jacket ammunition. We do have a video up that kind of goes over ammunition selection, and then one for plus B ammunition considerations. Really, at this point in time, what we want to mention is you need to be carrying a good quality jacketed hollow point, something name brand, Sig Sauer, Spear, Federal, Winchester, something like that you know is going to work, that you function tested in your firearm. Buy enough to function test it, run a magazine or two through it, make sure it works, and then load your firearm to capacity. Generally, you're going to want enough ammo for 2 magazines if you're carrying a semi-automatic. Everybody thinks that we want to carry a second magazine for ammunition capacity, and that's not really the case. What we want the second magazine for is malfunctions, because really the quickest way to get your firearm back in the fight after it's malfunctioned is to get rid of the offending magazine and ammunition and install a fresh one. We've gone over this time and time again, trying different things at the range, and getting rid of the magazine and installing a fresh magazine, and then doing your malfunction drill is going to be the fastest way to get your handgun back in the fight. And, you know, reliability of the semi-automatic firearms in this day and age is very high if you've got a quality firearm. But the thing is, it's still a mechanical device. It will eventually fail, and you want to have some kind of backup plan when it does fail.
And the other thing about being able to drop the magazine and get your gun back in the fight, if you really need it, is you need to what we call train like you fight. And you need to know how to get rid of that magazine as part of your malfunction drill. And you need to practice that at the range when you're there. So it's good to have that magazine, not just go to the range with one magazine, and go with 2, 3, whichever you prefer. They are expensive, but if you have practice doing it, it comes as a natural part of the range experience, and then it will become a natural part of if you need it to defend yourself.
So I guess if you're a first-time carrier, you're still gearing up, and you want to know what gear you need, a second magazine is essential. Most of the time, the semi-automatics come with 2, but there are some that only come with 1. So pick yourself up a second magazine. The other thing we wanted to talk about and swing back to is printing and or uncovering your gun. Thoughts on that? We kind of talk about that a little bit in class, and it has happened where somebody has seen my firearm because I'm not really that careful about printing. As you progress in your carry lifestyle, the concern kind of goes down. It becomes more of a normal thing to do is to carry your firearm. So there has been people that have mentioned some comments, some positive, some negative. But essentially, for the most part, we found that I could take a revolver this size and use it for an earring, and people would probably not notice that.
But then on the other hand, you'll run into people who, if your coat or whatever you're wearing hangs on your holster and your handgun, and you will hear them in the next aisle over if they go around the corner saying, "Man, that guy's got a handgun on him." And just the big thing is, don't make a big deal of it. If you've been through this course, you have a concealed carry license, you are proven to be not a criminal and a law-abiding citizen. The main thing to remember is you're not trying to impose your will on someone else. You're trying to keep them from imposing their will on you. And just keep that in mind. You're not breaking a law as long as you're observing all the signage and rules that you're supposed to be carrying, you're supposed to be doing while you're carrying. Like you said, it becomes a non-issue after you've carried for 4 or 5 months with always having a handgun on your side. And most of the time it's not an issue. Sometimes it is. You just have to be very